Welcome to Market Makers, everyone. Your home for tomorrow's TA today. In this video, you have Bitcoin, you have Solana, and I added two other commodities because cryptos are commodities. I added gold and I added silver because my silver trade broke out. I made a video on it for X and YouTube earlier this week. It's up 7%. So we're going to go over those assets as well. But guys, my next big trade on Bitcoin is going to be a long, not a short, a long, because I believe we have much higher prices ahead. Looking at our big macro chart, how it's developing, geometric expansion, growth rates of 50%, 50% peak to peak, 50%, 50%, and the next 50% takes you to 168. Now, I like to capture big swings in Bitcoin, just like I did over here in 2022 when I shared this trade on YouTube. This was a nice 70% move, 67% move to the downside. And if we get this move, guys, this will dwarf it, because down here from even 103 coming up to 168 is a 65,000 point gain. A 62.5% basically Fibonacci rise to the upside. This is massive. If this plays out, I will be Bill Belichicking my way through life, if you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and look at this on some other charts, because I think it's important. And when we're looking at a couple of things here, guys, you could say, well, why is Bitcoin retracing? Just what I just showed you, these geometric expansion levels. How much did Bitcoin come up off the low there of 74? It came up, oh, imagine that. It came up 50% and is retracing. The same move, it's done over and over again. Let's look at this zoomed in on some other charts, because this is really important information. When we look at Bitcoin, here's your topping cycle of 109, your sell-off, and your rally back up, right? Here's our lunar cycles. We've covered this many times. We have 3 bottoms in a row, right? Not to the day. Within a couple of days, you get the move up, right? Move up, bottom, bottom, big move up. And now you had 3 tops in a row. This one was to the day. Then you go sideways, retrace, and here's your top, and you sold off. June 12th, guys, is the next day. I think it's going to mark the low. Within a couple of days of that, I think it's going to mark the low in Bitcoin. Maybe it just goes sideways with an upward bias, but I think it's marking the low, and then you're going to accelerate. Let me show you something here with the S&P, because Bitcoin is a liquidity barometer for the markets. You guys have heard me say this over and over again, and they are moving in parallax. The visuals, the layering is different when you look at them chart to chart, but the direction of travel is the same. Let me show you what I mean here. If you look at Bitcoin, when did it make that 109 new all-time high? January 20th. What did it take the S&P? Almost a month later, February 19th, it took it to make the all-time high. Bitcoin led. Then they both retraced. What is the S&P doing right now? It's trying to make a new all-time high. Why is it doing that? Because Bitcoin made once again a new all-time high right in our kill box, 111,949. It did that May 22nd. The S&P is trying to push up to make a new all-time high, whereas Bitcoin retraced very bullishly, I might add. You haven't even tested 100K yet. Very bullish retracement, and here comes the 12th. You're going to be bottoming. The next leg is coming. Let's zoom in on an 8-hour chart. How did this topping process play out? We had our beautiful double top. Showed you guys this right in the 3 waves pattern, right to our kill box, double top. This formed an ABC right to the 1618 at 103, 192. Now you bounced up, rolled back over a little bit again, and you're chopping down here. I know people who are bearish are very bearish, but again, look what's coming up. The 12th, guys, look, my next trade is going to be a long on Bitcoin, because I do believe at a bare minimum, you're getting to 132, and I think you're getting to 168 in the blow off top. As you guys know, I believe the market cycle will end the same way it always ends, 1929.com, blow off tops. That's what you get. Peak euphoria, peak greed. That's what will happen. This retracement is a slingshot recharge to launch back to the upside. So as I'm waiting here for the 12th to come closer, I'm watching Bitcoin, because here's the key levels to watch. You want to watch this grid right here between 101 and 103. You test at 103. If Bitcoin comes down into this level, this is bullish if it holds this area. Guys, if it drops down at all here in the next few days until we get to the 12th, that first key level that I identified, this 92 to 97, this range down here is the next level to watch. Still extremely bullish, okay? This is extremely bullish if it comes to 92 to 97. This is hyper bullish what it's doing now. Just understand that. These assets will explode and rip higher. Watch 103, 192, watch 101, basically above 100K, that fractal low identified right here, guys, right here. Check out Bitunix if you want to trade Bitcoin, any of the cryptos. It helps support the channel. Use our link. If you don't have any affiliation or some type of deep love for another crypto exchange, use Bitunix. You don't even need to use KYC. You can just trade with an email. Again, use our link, help support the channel. So that's what I'm thinking here, guys. I'm watching this go up and down. This range above 100K is hyper bullish. If we get a dip down here, I'm looking at accumulating some Bitcoin. If you guys want to see my strategies in real time, check out our Discord, marketmakers.trade. Okay, that's what I'm looking at here on Bitcoin. Watch those key levels. Obviously, another video will be out on Monday. Look at Solana. It's all about where this retracement's going to go, because you're going to get an ABC out of Solana to the upside. Obviously, if Bitcoin goes to my target of 168, Solana's making a new all-time high at 337. Okay, so we're going to watch this retracement. Right now, you're just at the 382. We had that great Solana trade off the bottom. We had a nice 95% rise on that trade. If you follow me on X, you got this on X. We talked about it on YouTube. So let's see, are we going to hold 152? If not, watch 141 and 130. Watch these three levels, because Solana is going to do this move to 244, to 279, ultimately to 337. That's the move you're going to get out of Solana. Again, this will end up being a W pattern, which is also an ABC pattern. Take my education course. It's on our website. It's in the Discord, marketmakers.trade. Let's look at gold. Gold, this is exactly what I want to see. I want to see some weakness in gold, because you're forming a bullish reversal, as you can see here denoted. By the way, you can trade gold on Bitunix now. It is a tokenized asset, XAUT. It's on Bitunix, and it matches the CFD price of the charts. So Bitunix will have all their charts on TradingView soon, and I'll be using them, guys. But just look at this, because this, again, is a bullish reversal pattern. We had a beautiful ABC, a half ABC, play out to the downside here. Let me show you this. Showed you guys this in gold before. We had this half ABC play out. I say half because it only went to the 1272. Needed to go to the 1618 to be a justified ABC at 3,000, but it's bullish. You went to 3,121, and now you're going to get an ABC to the upside as this plays out. Okay, if you hold this higher low, this will come up. And again, my ultimate target here is 3,762 on gold for the run up. And you want to see this pullback. Why? Because you have your low. You have a higher low. This will develop as a higher low if you don't come below 32.45, right? So you want to hold above 32.45, develop this higher low, see if you get this reversal. The key resistance to flip is 3,436. Flip that level, retrace some here, go sideways, whatever, flip this level. Gold is going up, making new all-time highs. These are all new all-time highs. 35.17, 36.10, but ultimately I think you're going to 37.62. That's gold's next run-up, next move, bullish accumulation. Silver right now, went over this in my silver video, giant ABC played out to perfection. We had our first level, the ABC hit at the 1618. Drop us almost 20%. We had the second level of the ABC hit at the 200%, dropped us 22% right there. And now we have the breakout above resistance, right? You want to stay above here. You had a nice move up. Let me expand this some. You had a nice move up here off of silver. You had your breakup, nice 7% rally, right? Just depending where you entered, of course. It's right about that $34 mark, but nice 7% rally. Silver, I have as a target at $41. Obviously, people on YouTube will have much higher targets. Again, my targets get hit. That's a big difference. And when we look at this, that is a gain of 21%. I have a key date coming up based on these 155-day legs that silver does, which will be end of August, August 29th. So we can come up, come down, do some chopping around, whatever it's going to do. We could exceed $41. Maybe you get to $50. I was going to draw a 5 and a 0. Didn't work out. Maybe you get higher. But look, gold's retracing. Silver's going to find resistance here, but ultimately you're going to $41. And I think you could go higher, but you want to watch silver. Nice 7% move off the breakout. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on X.